Hi, my name is Antos and I want to show you guys today a quick review of this cool new slider from Konova. In case you don't know what a slider is, it's basically like a substitute for a dolly. Normally to set up a dolly you need you need a few people to carry the tracks for you. The dolly itself is heavy, and it's not something that you can take, let's say, into really remote locations, and especially if you're working by yourself. In a way, yeah, one person can easily just carry this, and you can walk around with it just like you would with a tripod, and you can set up really interesting moving shots. So let me just show you guys quickly how you set this up. Now the reason why I'm using these two tripods, they're dolly tripods. They're actually meant for still photography, not for video. The reason why I'm using them is because they're super light, but yet sturdy enough to carry the weight of this. And also they have these very simple ball heads that basically easily twist in any direction. And that's great when you're mounting this because once you put the base plate on there, you just sort of slide it in there, click it. It locks it, but it stays loose, so you can then easily go to the other side and you can adjust the angle of your slider, and then again here easily clip this in the other side, and it's mounted. Now as far as making sure that your slider is level, there is like a little level here inside of the slider that allows you to do that very quickly. So I can just see it up here, and if I need to, let's say, raise this tripod here, just raise it, and then once I have it level, just lock it easily. And then the same thing with the ball heads here. Once it's level, I just lock it. And once I lock one, it stays nice and nice and sturdy already. And lock the other ball head, and this way it's very quick to set up. Now, if you wanted to, you could actually mount it to one tripod here in the middle of it. You actually have multiple attachment points and different thread sizes. But I just find that if you put one tripod up here, unless it's like a really big sturdy tripod, but again that just means more weight to carry. Then it's better to carry in a way two lighter tripods and just put them both at the two ends of the slider, and then it's very stable. Another reason why I like the slider is because the two rails on which the slider actually glides along are hidden inside here, which actually protects it from denting it accidentally, and also it keeps it nice and clean, for example, from getting any sort of dust or sand in there. And also, if you want to make sure that it's always nicely oiled up and smooth, it also comes with these two little thumbs that you can put up here. You can just put a drop of oil on each side, put it in, and then you can very easily basically oil up and make sure that your rails are nice and clean in there. And then what I'm just going to put up here is my Manfrotto head. I'm using a number 136. It's a basic tripod head, and we're ready to start filming. Put your camera in place. So one thing I noticed, especially over the last few years, is that the cost of equipment has really come down, and that's great because it enables those sort of small one-man almost production teams to take on jobs that before otherwise just didn't really make sense to do financially. Like even for myself, I find that just me and one assistant, I can take a slider like this, I can take a glide cam, for example. And I'm able to to go out there and quickly move around from location to location and get a lot of nice cinematic shots with a lot of production value, because the second you add moving camera shots or let's say shots going on a glide cam flying through down a street or something, it just really brings up the production quality and it makes your work look better. Whereas in the past, in order to get those kind of shots, you would need to get first of all much more expensive equipment, but also equipment that was so big and so heavy that it just required a bigger team. You needed a crew literally to carry some of the stuff. So that's what's great about things like these. And I wanted to show you guys actually right now just a few quick shots from a video that I did. It's a review of the Sony NEX5R, and as you can see on most of these shots I'm actually using a slider, just going side to side. I also used this slider on my last film that I've been working on, and I'm going to show you guys now the shot here.
Back yet?
No.
I can't find him.
As you can see, it's pretty much just mainly me filming, and we're out, in the middle of a forest, so it was hard to really, it would be basically a place where it'd be almost impossible to set up a nice dolly track. Whereas with this, I was able to quickly, just put the camera up in between the bushes or trees and get some really cool moving shots. But as you can see, I mean, even with one finger, it's so smooth that you can operate it. And for example, if I were to lock the camera, like I said, just one finger, you can get very smooth action, or you can make the camera go, easily from one side to the other. And the reason why I also like using these is, these two tripods on both ends, is that it's easier than for one person, I find, to easily, like, basically lift this and set up a new shot. So I'll, for example, lock the camera here in the middle, make sure it's not going anywhere, and I loosen always the heads, the tripod heads here. And the reason why I do that is because this way this thing can freely move around, and I can just lift this, and as you can see, the tripods are just kind of going on their own. And I can, for example, I want to get a shot going into the tree here. I'm just going to go up here, I'll drop it more or less where I think, I'm going to get my shot, and make sure both of the tripods are steady. And again, check my level here. Once everything's good, I just lock one of the heads here, and then you just come around, lock the other one. For example, I'll get a shot now going into the tree. So I'll just kind of move in easily here. And for example, let's say you want to do, like I said, sort of a crane shot. So going like up here along this little branch, this tree. Then again, it's fairly easy to set up. I would just recommend taking off the camera just in case you do drop it. You can lock this in place, and we loosen up these heads here, and I'm going to raise one of the tripods here all the way. We'll put our camera back on. As you can see, you can do shots, for example, here. I'm going to go up past the tree and just go up, up, up. Another accessory you might want to get is a motorized controller unit, which allows you then to basically move this whole slider, and pre-program it, so you don't have to worry about it. And what that's good, especially, is if you're trying to do, let's say, time lapse, and you want to get time lapse moving shots, but but you don't want to actually be there and physically having to move the camera, let's say, over half hour or 1 or 2 hours, let's say. So you just set it up, tell it how long you want it to move, and it will slowly basically move the camera, the slider for you. Also comes with these two little attachments for the end, and there's allow you to shoot, basically put the slider all the way on the ground, or just a little bit off the ground. You can adjust the height of it. They're also great if you're trying to use the slider indoors, because then you can put this on furniture that's there and really maximize the space. Because especially shooting indoors, what's difficult is that trying to use like set up, for example, a dolly indoors on a real location is sometimes just impossible because of furniture or because of walls and things like that are in the way. Whereas with a slider, you can fit in from pretty much almost anywhere. And again, like I said, you can use these legs and actually put let's say one side of the slider on a table, or the other side on a chair and things like that. So you can really squeeze in and get all those shots. Or even if you're just out here and you want to get a really low shot here on the ground, then you can take this. And as you can see, you can get a really nice and low shot here. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little review of the Konova slider. And if you want to find out where to get the slider, or let's say these tripods and other things, check out the links in the description of this video, or you can always go to my website, tomantosfilms.com, for more information. I also have other tutorials there. You can find a way to contact me. And I also have some cool, exclusive tutorials and other products there in my store. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you next time.